Good morning, students. Today we will discuss operating system device management. In this device management, we will also we will discuss moving head disk mechanism, disk structure, and disk scheduling. In this disk scheduling, we will discuss in this lecture two disk scheduling, that is FS, that is first come first served, and SSTF, shortest seek time scheduling. Okay. So first of all, we will understand this head mm, disk mechanism. So you can see in this figure, there are different. You can see that there is a one cylinder, which is we can call it is spindle. There is a arm assembly. With this arm assembly, the three platters or the different platters are attached with this arm assembly. In each platter, you can see different uh, tracks and sectors. Different sectors are there and different tracks are there, and these all are inside within this cylinder. And there in this arm assembly, there is a one read write head which will read these all tracks. So there are sectors, there are tracks. These are, they all are in the spindle, and there will be our assembly. So in this, this is the head disk mechanism this way. So these all are moving, and this read write head is, reading or writing on the track, and each track in this way, this disk is reading with the help of this arm assembly. Now the disk structure. Disk drives are addressed as large one-dimensional arrays of logical blocks, where the logical block is the smallest unit of transfer. The one-dimensional array of logical blocks is mapped into the sectors of the disk sequentially. Sector 0 is the first sector of the first track on the outermost cylinder. Sector 0 is the first sector of the first track on the outermost cylinder. You can see this figure. Okay. So these are the sectors and these are the tracks. The mapping proceeds in order through that track, then the rest of the tracks in that cylinder. Okay. So in the first one track, then all the tracks in that particular cylinder, and then through the rest of the cylinders from outermost to innermost. So there is one outermost and then is the innermost. Okay. Let's understand this cylinder concept more clearly. Disk scheduling, the operating system is responsible for using hardware efficiently. So the disk for the disk drive, this means having a fast access time in disk bandwidth. Okay. Modern disk drives are addressed as large one-dimensional array. Okay. Of logical blocks, where logical block is the smallest unit of transfer. The size of a logical block is usually 512 bytes, although some disks can be low-level formatted to choose a different logical block size, such as 1024 bytes, this like this. The one-dimensional array of logical blocks is mapped onto the sectors of the disk sequentially. As I have told you earlier, sector 0 is the first sector of the first track. Okay. So in this disk scheduling, as I have told you, there are three things. One is called the seek time, is the time for the disk arm to move the heads of the cylinder containing the desired sector. So seek time is the time for the disk arm. Seek time is the time for the disk arm to move the heads of the cylinder containing the desired sectors. Okay, so you can see with this figure. Now, second is the rotational latency. Okay, or you can say this rotational latency is the additional time waiting for the disk to rotate the desired sector to the disk head. Okay, so you with this you can say we should minimize seek time. Okay, seek time can say, or in the some word we can also say this is the seek distance. Now the disk bandwidth is the total number of bytes transferred divided by the total time between the first request for the service and the completion of the last transfer. So we can improve both the access time and the bandwidth by scheduling the servicing of disk input output request in a good order. Okay, so serving algorithm exists to schedule the servicing of disk input output request. Now, before going on this particular example, we should also, we should also know that a process needs input output to or from the disk. It issues a system call to the operating system. The request specifies several pieces of information, whether the operation is input or output, what the disk address for the transfer is, what the memory address for the transfer is, and what the number of bytes to be transferred is. If the desired disk drive and controller are available, the request can be serviced immediately. If the drive or controller is busy, any new request for the service will be placed on the queue of pending requests for that drive. For a multi-programming system with many processes, the disk queue may often have several pending requests. Thus, when one request is completed, the operating system chooses which pending request to service next. Now we will discuss the disk scheduling. In this disk scheduling, first of all, we will discuss the first come first serve scheduling, but we will illustrate with a request queue. That is, suppose there is a request queue which is numbered from 0 to 199. However, the disk head, can move from 0 to 199, but initially a disk queue with request for input output blocks on cylinder is 98, 183, 37, 122, 14, 124, 65, and 67. Initially, the head pointer is on the 53, is on the number 53. If the disk head is initially at cylinder 53, so since we are discussing the first come first serve scheduling, it will first move from 53. Initially it was at cylinder 53. So it will move from 53 to 98. Okay. Then from 98 to 183, then 183 to 37, then 37 to 122. From 122, it will again move to 14, cylinder. From 14, it will again reach to 124. From 124 to it will again reach to 65. From 65, and finally it will reach to 67. So for a total head movement of, you can see with this figure, initially you can see in this figure, initially the disc head is 53. So it is on the 53 cylinder. Now it moves to 98. You can see in the figure from 98 to 183, 183 to 37, 37 to 122, 122 to 14, 14 to 124, and again 124 to this last one, that is the 67. So if you will show that total head movement, if you will count, the total head movement will be the 640 cylinders. So from this figure, you can easily see that the disc cylinder movement, the head movement is 640 cylinders. The wild swing from 122 to 14 and then back to 124 illustrates the problem with this schedule. If the request for cylinder 37 and 14 could be serviced together before or after the request at 122 and 124, the total head movement could be decreased substantially and performance could be thereby improved. So, in this is the drawback of the first come first scheduling, that as you can see that it is moving from 37 to 122 and 122 to 14 and again 14 to 124. If we are able to manage this thing, then there are a lot of head movement would be there. So if we manage this thing, it can be substantially minimized. Now the next scheduling algorithm is SSTF scheduling, that is the shortest seek time first algorithm. It seems um, reasonable to service all the requests close to the current head position before moving the head for away to service other requests. This assumption is the basis for the shortest seek time first algorithm. The SSTF algorithm selects the request with minimum seek time from the current head position. Since seek time increases with the number of cylinders traversed by the head, SSTF chooses the pending request closest to the current head position. So it will choose that request which is to the closest to the current head position. So that is the thing that in this SSTF request with the minimum seek time from the current head position, SSTF scheduling is a form of shortage of first scheduling, may cause starvation of some requests. And when we will do, then you will see that the total head movement in this SSTF would be 237 cylinders. Let's see this with the help of a figure. So initially the head is at 53 and the queues are having 98, 183, 37, 122, 14, 124, 65 and 67. So from 53, so it will see from 53 where this should go. So it will go to from 53. It will go to 65, then 67. Actually, it will see from 53 where it is the mean to say minimum number. So from 53 to 65, only 12 distance it's to manage move. So it will not go to in as in the first come first serve scheduling, it will go to 98. So but in this case it will not go to the 98, it will go to from 53, it will go to the 65. From 65 then it will go to the 67. From 67 then it goes to 37. Then from 37 to it will move to the cylinder 14, and 14 to it will move to the 98. From 98 cylinder it will go to the 122nd. From 122nd it will go to 124, and from 124 it will go to the 183. Okay, so in this way, when we will, calculate the head movement, we will find that the total head movement is 236, which when we will compare to the first come first serve scheduling, so which in the earlier case it was 640, but in this case it is only 236 cylinder. So it is, this scheduling method results in a total head movement of only 236 cylinders, little more than one third of the distance needed for first come first serve scheduling of this request queue. So this algorithm gives a substantial improvement in performance. Shortest seek time first scheduling is essentially a form of SJF, shortage of first scheduling, and like the SJF scheduling, it may cause starvation of some requests. Remember that request may arrive at any time. Suppose that we have two requests in the queue for the cylinder 14 and 186, and while serving the request from 14, a new request near 14 arrives. So this new request will be serviced next, making the request at 186 to wait. While this request is being serviced, another request close to the 14 could arrive. In theory, a continual stream of requests near one another could arrive, causing the request for cylinder 186 to wait indefinitely. So this scenario becomes increasingly likely if the pending request queue grows long. Although the SSTF algorithm is a substantial improvement over the FCFS algorithm, it is not optimal. In the example, we can do better by moving the head from 53 to 37, even though the later is not closest, and then to 14 before the turning around to service 65, 67, 98, 122, and 124, and 183. So this strategy reduced the total head movement to 208 cylinder. Okay. So this we have discussed these two algorithms, that is the first come first serve scheduling and shortest peak time for scheduling. Okay, in the next topic we will again discuss some of the disk scheduling algorithm, which is a very important algorithm, that is the scan algorithm, and C-scan and C-loop scheduling algorithm we will see. So here I will stop. Okay, thank you.